Hi guys, welcome to another candle review video. If this is your first time here, if you are interested in fragrance reviews, candle making tips, candle making, tarot cards, tarot readings, true crimes, on-shelf cases, please consider subscribing. For those of you who come back every week and every month and watch these videos, I thank you so much. And an extra special thank you for the tarot supporters that I have that come over here to the candle videos and support me here as well. I really do appreciate that, and it doesn't go unnoticed. I have a couple of regulars that will watch both, and so thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Today's video, like I said, it's going to be a fragrance review. I have a few different fragrances from different companies that I'm going to go over, some samples. But before I start, I do want to let everyone know which waxes that I use. I do get a lot of questions in the comments about which wax I use for candles, which wax I use for wax melt, so I try to go over that with every video so that you know. For candles, I use the C3 soy wax from the Flaming Candle, and I use a 10% fragrance oil, although I don't think it's recommended. I think they recommend max 8%, but I use a Vibar 260 additive as well, and that generally helps me to increase that percentage to 10, and that works. I don't have any problems with that. And for my wax melts, I use Problend 650 from Flaming Candle. Never going to stop using that one. That is my all-time favorite. I get an amazing hot throw from that. Don't fix what isn't broken. That's not broken, so I'm going to continue to use the Problend 650. If anybody else has used that, let me know what you think and your experience with it. So those are the two waxes. Oh, and I'm sorry, I use 16% fragrance oil in my wax melts. Those typically pack a punch. The only ones that didn't pack a punch were from that horrid company from last month's review, Just Scent. Don't even get me started. Those didn't pack a punch, but I blame the fragrance oil on that one. I really do. And I do want to, before I forget, actually I'll get into that in a minute, so let me finish that. So before I get all start talking and rambling. So 16% on the wax melts. That works. That's been what I've used for a long time. Like I said, they pack a punch. Usually 1 cube is enough in a room, in a regular size, general size room, to smell. So for jars, I usually use these large 16-ounce salsa jars. I purchased these from Lonestar Candle Supply Company, and I also purchased these from Candle Science. So they are the exact same jar. It just depends on, you know, I kind of prefer them from Lonestar just because I like their packing a little bit more. Candle Science, I noticed, because usually when I order these, I order about 3 to 4 dozen at a time. And I've noticed that when I order them from Candle Science, there's always like 1 or 2 that are broken when it comes. And it's just 1 or 2. I mean, out of 3 dozen or 4 dozen, that's not a big deal at all. And they're absolutely great about replacing them. I think it's happened maybe twice now, and so I'll usually just reach out to them, and they're always great to work with. Customer service is phenomenal. They always ship me out another dozen to replace 1 or 2 that may be busted in transit. But because of that, I've noticed that Lonestar, the way they pack theirs, it's a little bit different, and I haven't had that problem with Lonestar. So usually if I can get them from Lonestar, I will. There's been once, I think, that they were out of stock at Lonestar, and I went over to Candle Science and got them there. But it's the same jar, and they're about the same price. These are about $10 for a dozen. $10 for a dozen of them. The lids, Lonestar, you can get the gold and black. At Candle Science, I think you can get silver and gold, which I don't like gold. So if I'm buying them from Candle Science, they're always going to have a silver lid. And if I buy them from Lonestar, they're always going to have a black lid. So these are 16 ounces. I sell them in my shop as 14-ounce candles because 16 ounces is going to be right up here to the full line. So definitely cannot fill up a jar 16 ounces. So I don't want to sell this as a 16-ounce candle when the customer isn't really getting 16 ounces of candle. They're probably getting a little bit more than 14. It's probably, I think I measured it one time and it was around 15, almost 15 ounces that this comes out to be, because I do try to fill it to the max. This is my tarot candle. This is the white sage and lavender tarot candle. That's why it doesn't really have a label on the side. I leave that off, and then if the customer chooses a specific tarot label sticker, well, whatever they order, whether they request a specific one or if they want me to pick, that's what goes on the side, is the tarot label. So I usually, for these particular candles, I just put the actual label on the lid. So that's how I do that. But all the rest of the candles that I make in these jars, they have the regular label on the side. But like I said, I sell these as 14 ounces because I can't sell these as 16 ounces. For the wicks, I use the CD series wicks. For this particular candle, it's about 3 inches, I think, in diameter. And so I use the CD 18. So that's what I found works the best. Now for a while I was using the CD 16s, and I was hesitant to go up. I noticed it was taking a little bit longer than what I wanted to get that full melt pool. It would get there, but it would take a while. And so one day I decided to up it and go to a CD 18. I was hesitant to do that because I think the bigger, I've noticed the bigger you get in size, the more soot you can get, and I think the bigger the mushroom. So I didn't want to go too high because I am trying to avoid as much soot and mushrooming as I possibly can. But I did try the CD 18s, and there was a big difference between the 16s and the 18s as far as the melt pool. I was achieving that melt pool in, probably like the first 30-35 minutes versus the first hour and a half. And so I ended up staying with the CD 18s. I love those. You could probably do a 20. You could probably do a 20, 22. I probably wouldn't do a 22. I don't think it really needs it. I probably wouldn't go any higher than a CD 20 on this, and I'm sorry, I don't know what those sizes transfer as far as to different types of wicks. I know nothing about the Eco, the CD, the LX. I've never, actually I take that back, I have tried the Eco, and I have tried the, there was another one that I tried here recently, but I didn't like it. I didn't have a good experience with it. I can't remember, but there's 2 other ones that I've tried. One was the Eco, and there was another one, but I can't remember what it was. So CDs work for me. That's what I like to use. What else? I do have a couple of other jars here that I do have in the shop. I have these jars here that I bought off of Brambleberry. My lid's getting bubbly there, but I bought these probably, oh God, I don't know. It's been months. I've had these for quite some time. I'm getting down to, I think I have just a few more left of these. I ordered these from Brambleberry, and I seen them. I fell in love with them. I saved and I saved until I could order these because these were very expensive. I think it was, God, I want to say it was $180 for 36 of them. I don't know, I might be mistaken on that. It was either, I have like 100 and, I don't know, I can't quite remember. You could just go on to Brambleberry and look at the 8-ounce ceramic jars and it'll tell you how much they are, but I'm not really sure. It was expensive. I know it was expensive. I know that I'm sure about that. But what really drew me to them was the lid. And so it's ironic that what kind of took me away from it once I got it was the lid. So although I do really love the look of the wood lid, I don't like the smell of it. When I take the lid off, I can smell the wood, and it's just not a good smell. Like right now it's kind of got a mixture of the candle smell, but I can also smell the wood in it, and I don't care for that. But I still do love the jars. I probably wouldn't get them again because they were just so expensive. For these, I use a CD10. Or I did use a CD10. I also have these jars that I purchased not long ago for Mother's Day. These are 8-ounce jars. I purchased them on Amazon. I usually don't get a lot of jars from Amazon. I have bought the tins before. I've purchased the tins and a few other things. I think I've purchased amber jars. There was a couple of times where I had amber jars in stock. I purchased them off of Amazon. But I thought these were really pretty for Mother's Day, and I just wanted something a little bit different from my usual jar. And I think these were expensive too. I think they came in a pack of 9, if I'm not mistaken, it was like $30 for 9 jars. So big difference between this and this, because this is like $10 for a dozen, and this was like $30 for less than a dozen. So very expensive compared to the bigger jar. But they do have that nice little design on them. I like the color. I think they had maybe 3 different colors to choose from. I think there was this, the teal. They had like a teal. I can't remember the third color. Of course, my dumb ass, when I got this, I'm sitting here like this for an hour trying to twist this lid on when in fact it just snaps. So whenever anybody bought any of these, I actually put in there that it does. I always send a thank you card, so I actually made sure that I put in the card that the lid just snaps on. I put it in the description box too, because I wanted to help someone avoid wasting 20 minutes of their day trying to figure out this lid. But it's cute. I like that one. But generally, like I said, I stick with this. So, and that's also a CD10. I could probably do a CD12 on both of these small 8-ounce jars, but like I said, I like to keep it as minimum as I can, so I can minimize that soot and mushrooming. Okay. All right, let me see. What do I want to start with? I do want to go over the chakra wax melts. I wanted to update you guys on the chakra wax melts that I made not too long ago. Those are in the Etsy shop. Currently, I have them available in only 2 scents, and that is white sage and lavender and dragon's blood. The reason being is that it's kind of a pain to make them. I enjoy making them. I love doing this stuff, but these are based off of the 7 chakras, okay? And each one has its own color that it's associated with. So each one has to be a specific color. Now, when I first bought the molds, I only bought 1 mold. And 1 mold actually comes, or 1 order of molds, or 1 package comes with 2. Okay, so this was 1 order. You get the disc style, the flat ones, and you get the half circle. Now, I actually prefer the half circle because I think they get a little bit more wax with this one. So, but basically I can only do 2 batches. So I sell them like this. I sell them in batches of 7. Okay, so there's 7 wax melts in there, and they each have the symbol on each one. So I can do 1 batch here and another batch here. Really, you only need probably a ½ ounce for each circle. So you're switching the color up for every ½ ounce. And I found that to be very challenging to do. You know, you're only making a little bit at a time, and you're trying to get this certain color, attain this certain color, and these colors are generally kind of dark. And so I noticed I had to use quite a bit of dye for each ½ ounce of liquid, and so I wasn't too keen on that. So I don't quite know how I'm gonna do this in the future. But what I ended up doing was going back to Amazon. Of course, I'll put this in the description link below. But I ended up going back to Amazon and ordering 3 more of these. So now I have 8 altogether. Okay, so I can at least do 8 batches at a time. And I think that came up to, if I'm not mistaken, it came up to about 120 grams of wax. So I was changing the color every 120 grams, which was still kind of stressful in the process of making them. So really a time-consuming little project I took on that one. But I am happy with the outcome. They are selling. So as long as they're selling, I'll continue to make them. And when I get ready, I'll add another scent to it. I do like to provide variety of scents in the molds that I offer. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on with that. All right. So into the fragrance oil. I just want to update you guys. Last month fragrance review video, I covered the 6 fragrances that I purchased from the company Just Scent. So I received those 6 fragrances. I was very, very disappointed. I noticed that the smell right out of the bottle had very little to no smell whatsoever. One of the scents that I bought was the wood sage and sea salt. And that one was probably the all-time worst out of all 6 of them. So I remembered I bought the wood sage and sea salt, Namaste, honey and lavender. There was a couple of others, but I can't quite remember them right now. But the wood sage and sea salt I remember being particularly bad. It just didn't have any scent to it whatsoever, not even, like I said, out of the bottle. So I made the wax melts. Thank God I didn't make any candles, but I made the wax melts, and sure enough, there was no hot throw. I did the video and I showed you guys a bunch of reviews that I came across as far as on Just Scent. Now, if you go to the website Just Scent, all you're going to see on their website are 5-star reviews. So the reviews that I was going on when I first purchased the bottles were all great reviews. All 5-star reviews, okay? Not many reviews, but they were all 5 stars. So I thought, okay, well, must be good then, because everybody's giving it a 5-star. So after I got the bottles and I noticed that they didn't smell very good, I started digging a little bit deeper, and I came across this candle chat thing or whatever it was, and this whole thread was on Just Scent. And I was reading people's reviews, and I was just like, oh my God, I wish I had found this before I ordered from them, okay? And tons of people were having the same problem that I was having, no hot throw. People were complaining that the fragrance oil seemed like it was watered down. And then one woman actually puts in a complaint and says, well, they're very dishonest too, because I have left several 1-star reviews and several 5-star reviews, because this particular woman said that it seemed to be a hit and miss company kind of thing. And so she said that she had had some that were okay and she had had some that were not okay, and she left reviews on both of them. But the ones that she left reviews, the low reviews on, never made it to the website. So she did say that they don't put on 1-star reviews. If there's anything below a 5-star review, they will not approve it and they will not put it on their website. That right there kind of bothered me, and so what I did was, in my last video, if you watched it, I do tell you that I'm going to write a 1-star review on all of these scents. Now, I only managed to do 3 of them. Wood sage and sea salt was one of those fragrances. So if you go to Just Scent's website right now and you type in the wood sage and sea salt, you're going to see 9 reviews, and all 9 of them are 5 stars. My review that I put in last month never made the cut, okay? I gave it a 1-star review, and I told them exactly how it worked and how I felt about it. It never made it to the website. So I have to believe that this other complaint from this other woman, this other review on this other website, has some substance to it, because I've experienced the same thing. So very, very deceiving for a company to only allow the good reviews on their platform or their website, because you really, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I encourage you guys to go there and check it out yourself. If you're into candle making and you're just curious, go to their website, check on the scents. All you're going to find is 5-star reviews. And the reviews are very, very similar to one another. The verbiage and the wording, it's almost identical. And so I have to even wonder if the reviews that are there are not even genuine reviews, that maybe they're just their own reviews. I don't know. I went back and I looked and I thought, oh my God. And I also noticed when I went back, all of their reviews are posted on the same day. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 5/10/21. Those are all the dates, the same date, 5/10/21 for each entry, each review, and they're all great 5-star wonderful reviews, and that's just not true. So very, very deceiving, I think, as far as the company is concerned. I will no longer be using them for anything. But anyway, I just wanted to update you on that, that I pretty much checked the website today and my review is still not up there. Okay, so let's move on from them before I freak out again and lose my mind because they pissed me off so much. It was like $154 down the drain. I bought 6 fragrance oils from them. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore. All right, so I'm going to go through my 3 little samples that I have. I have 1 from Candle Science and I have 2 from Flaming Candle. I will say I do like Candle Science because I'm going to start with this one here because, oops. They do allow you to pick your own sample scent. Flaming Candle, I think they just kind of give you whatever, but Candle Science, once you reach the minimum percent or the minimum price that you have to buy in order to be eligible for one, you can pick. And I don't think they have all of their fragrances available for the samples, but they have a pretty good list, and there's a lot of them that I haven't tried. And one of the scents that I absolutely love in the spring, if you can see that, is fresh cut grass. That first mow of the season in May or April, I absolutely love that scent. It just kind of reminds me that summer is right around the corner and the weather's changing and you know, the windows can be opened and it's just a lovely, lovely smell that I love. And I've been wanting to try this fresh cut grass from Candle Science for a while. So the last time I ordered, I ended up taking advantage of it and I chose this as my sample. Now, first of all, as far as the smell is concerned, when I smell this, I envision someone picking up a pile of grass from where you just mowed and squeezing the life out of it and seeing if any juices come from that grass and putting it into a jar. That is the only thing I can compare it to because it smells like straight up grass. I don't know what else to say. It is grass. It is fresh cut grass. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know what kind of I don't know what the scientists are doing in the labs in the background, but they are doing some intense work back there because they nailed it. They nailed it 110% on this one. This is truly, truly fresh cut grass. So if you really want some fresh cut grass, Candle Science has it for you. Now, I give this a 5 because the quality is there and it does smell like it's supposed to smell. However, I found out that although I do love the smell of fresh cut grass on an April afternoon when it's 65 degrees and the windows are open and the house is clean, I love, love, love that smell. I don't necessarily like it in the form of a wax melt. So I found it to be a bit strong. As a matter of fact, I think I made 1 wax melt out of this, like a regular container, 1 for myself. And it was a bit strong. It was a bit strong for me. It just didn't have that natural outside breezes bringing in the grass kind of smell to it. It was a bit too much for me, as a matter of fact. But as far as the quality and the hot throw being there, I absolutely give it a 5. It ended up not being one of my favorite scents after all. Okay, I'd prefer it from outside, not in the wax or the candle. But if you like that sort of thing and you're interested in trying it, it's definitely true to its word. Okay, and then we have Gain. So I got this in my Flaming Candle order the last time. If you can see it, my light is all too bright in my face and everything. But this one here, I think maybe they sent it to me because I'm always ordering the April Downy. And it's ironic because I actually use Gain detergent. So when I first got it, I was excited when I seen it, and I actually went into the laundry room and I compared it, and it's literally stronger than the real Gain. Okay, the real Gain doesn't smell this strong. So it's a really, really nice strong scent. I don't know if I would order a larger bottle of it or not. I don't think it was captivating enough for me to say, oh, I've got to have that. It's nice, but I think I prefer the April Downy. April Downy is a scent that I keep in my shop all the time. I love that smell. The hot throw is amazing. If there's one that I recommend as far as in the laundry area, it would definitely be April Downy. This one is good too, and I made another wax melt for myself just to try this. So the fresh cut grass and the Gain, I have not tried these in candles. I only tried these in wax melts, and in wax melts the hot throw is great. And the Gain, I give it a 5. I give it a 5 because it's a really nice smell of Gain, and it's literally stronger than the actual detergent itself, and the scent, the fragrance is spot on. They again hit it 100%. It's really good. It's just not one that I'm interested in buying a bigger bottle of. I kind of feel like it's a little bit close to, it's not close to the April Downy, but I guess I don't want to have 2 laundry scents at the same time. I think that's what it is, actually. I really do, now that I think about it. I think that's what it is. I just don't want, it's like having the detergent and the fabric softener, and I don't necessarily know if I want to do that. So I think that's kind of what's making me kind of second guess this, but as far as quality and hot throw, it's a 5 for sure. And then we have the Asian Sandalwood. So the Asian Sandalwood is really good. Now this is one that I would consider buying in a 16-ounce bottle. I really like this one. This has a really nice, smooth, musky kind of, I don't know, that one is so good. Obviously it's got sandalwood in it. I don't know what all of the notes are, but this is a good one, and I remember I actually made a candle with this one. I did not make wax melts. I made a, I'm looking at the candle right now, as a matter of fact. It's not an 8-ounce candle. It's probably like a, I don't know, 4, 5, 6-ounce candle. It's just like a little tiny planter that I turned into a candle vessel. And I made that candle with this, and the hot throw was really good. I remember thinking to myself, wow, I didn't expect that to smell that good. This one I give probably an 8 on a scale of 1 to 5, an 8. I like this one. That's one that I would buy. All right, so as far as fragrance oils from the bigger bottles, let me go ahead and start with Lonestar. So I have 2 fragrances from Lonestar. I do like Lonestar's fragrance oils. I haven't really come across anything that I don't like from Lonestar. As a matter of fact, I'm starting to put my list together for this coming month, and I have possibly 3 fragrance oils picked out for them for the upcoming month, and one is mulberry. When I was a kid, I grew up having a mulberry tree in our backyard or our side yard or whatever, and so when I seen mulberry, it kind of immediately took me back to that tree in summer, and so I thought that that would be a nice summer berry scent to add to the shop. So that was also receiving a lot of high reviews on that one. Definitely mulberry is coming, and I'm debating between a scent called Blue, and it's based off of the Abercrombie & Fitch's men's fragrance, and it is definitely more of a masculine scent, and I don't really, one of the reasons why I was thinking about adding that to the shop is because I don't necessarily have anything masculine per se. I do have a sweet tobacco and vanilla, and I think that that's a very not necessarily masculine, that's more sweet and just different. This is just different, and so I wanted to give it a shot because, like I said, I don't have anything like that in my shop, and I thought I would offer that just to maybe have something different and have a little bit more variety. And what I should have done was had something like that in there before Father's Day, because I'm not going to be able to get it before Father's Day, but I didn't think about it. So I'm debating between the Blue and Cowboy. So Cowboy was another one that had a lot of 5-star reviews, and I don't know if I want to get both of them. I don't know if I want 2 masculine scents in the shop at the same time. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe you can let me know if you've tried either one of those, or you know, if you would be interested in anything like that, or just your opinion overall. So either the blue or the cowboy, possibly both, but I'm probably not going to get both, so I'm going to have to narrow it down to which one I want. And then from Flaming Candle, I have the black amber and lavender picked out. That is a scent that I have purchased many times in the past. I'm just re-upping my stock. So that's coming. So really 2 new scents are going to be coming. It's either going to be the blue or the cowboy, and definitely the mulberry. Those are the ones coming. So the blue, the cowboy, and the mulberry are from are from Lonestar. So Lonestar, I have never really purchased anything, like I said, that I didn't like. Their fragrance oils are pretty high quality. Hot Throw is really good. And then that leads us to these 2 here. So I have sunflowers and lavender and honey. Now, the only thing I can say, I like them both. I do like them both. But the only thing I can say about this, and it's not even a bad thing per se, the honey and lavender. The honey and lavender does not smell anything like lavender. It smells like berries and honey. In fact, I would be more comfortable probably selling it as berries and honey than honey and lavender, because really not a whole lot of lavender smell to this one. Although it's a very, very nice scent. I really, really like this one. It's very sweet. You can definitely smell, you can pick up the honey for sure. And then I pick up berries. That's what I smell, as berries. And actually, I was looking on their website because I wanted to double check on the notes. And the notes are blackberries and raspberries. And so that really made sense. They had violet, they had vanilla, they had sweetened honey, or creamy vanilla, sweetened honey, blackberries, and raspberries. And I don't think they had any lavender in there, so I'm not quite sure where the lavender comes from. So if you are a lavender fan and you have to have lavender and you are looking at this, just be cautious, because there's not a whole lot of lavender. It's more sweet honey berries is what I pick up, what I smell. But it's really good. I give it a 5. Hot Throw was good. I haven't tried it in a candle yet, but I have tried the wax melts. The wax melts were really good. Same thing with the sunflowers. The sunflowers was really good. I didn't know what to expect because I've never smelled a sunflower. I don't know if that's odd or not, but I just didn't know what a sunflower smelled like. So I was really curious and kind of interested to see what this smelled like. And it's really nice. It's really clean. It's clean. It's a clean, crisp, fresh floral. It's not your typical floral. It's not like any floral I've smelled before. It's not like rose. It's not like sweet pea. It's not like honeysuckle. It's not anything like that. It's a completely different floral. But the word that comes to mind is fresh, crisp, clean. This is that one that you want to put in the living room when everything's clean and you've dusted and vacuumed and you just have a really nice clean space, and now you want a nice clean fragrance to go with it. This would be a good one. I like it. I give it a 5. I don't know if I would buy it again, though, to be honest with you. It's a really nice scent. I have it. I like it. I've used it. I've tried it. But it's not one of those scents where I'm like, oh my god, this is so good, I gotta have it again. But definitely a good one. So if you're on the fence, or if you're wanting to know, or wanting to try it out, definitely try it out, because it's not bad by any means. So now I want to go to another company that I have talked about in the past, and that is Fillmore Candle Company. And they were on my shit list for quite a while. They still are, okay? They're not off that shit list yet, but they're getting a little bit better. However, they are a hit and miss company. They're a big hit and miss, and so you kind of got to know what you're shopping for, and you have to kind of be cautious in what you choose, because I find them to be more misses than hits. However, I have 2 fragrances that I purchased from them that I absolutely love, and they're so good. They're the only company that I will use for those fragrances. That's how good they are. One of those is their patchouli. So one of my tarot candles is a patchouli scented candle, and this is the only patchouli I will order is from Fillmore. There is none of that cheap men's cologne smell to this one. I have tried patchouli from different companies, and definitely I get men's cologne. And I think that patchouli, sage, Palo Santo, I think all of those are really hard scents to try to recreate, because out of all the sage fragrance oils and the Palo Santo fragrance oils that I've tried, none of them really hit like a real authentic Palo Santo or sage, like what you're expecting. I think they tried to imitate it as best as they can, but sometimes they have a tendency to smell like a men's cologne. And I'm not fond of that men's cologne, Palo Santo or patchouli. This is none of that. This is pure woods, and I love it. It is very, very earthy. It's a very earthy scent. I mean, this is good. I really like this one. This is the only one that I'll purchase, so I do suck it up, and I go to Fillmore for that one. And I go to Fillmore for the sweet tobacco and vanilla. I really, really like this one. This is another wow. This is a wow. These two are 10s on a scale of 1 to 5. These two are 10s for sure. Probably the only two that I would purchase from Fillmore, but I continuously purchase them from Fillmore because I absolutely love them. My only complaint about them with this one here, the sweet tobacco and vanilla, is that it's pricey. It's like $28 for a 16-ounce bottle. That's pretty expensive because on average a 16-ounce bottle will generally cost about $20, maybe give or take a couple of bucks. But never once have I seen anything on Candle Science or Flaming Candle for $28 for a 16-ounce bottle. So now the patchouli wasn't that expensive. I think the patchouli was more of a normal price, but this one here, it was like, ouch. I only bought this because this is a favorite for a lot of us in this house, and so I kind of bought this more for a personal reason because I love it so much, and so I went ahead and made a bunch of wax melts and a couple of candles for myself. I did put the wax melts on the Etsy shop, and I think I added one candle to my Etsy shop. But I have to admit that all of this kind of was a personal, kind of a wish list. This is so good. I had to have it in stock here for myself because I love it so much. So definitely a 10, but expensive. All right, so now let me go ahead and go to. Actually, I want to go over the blueberry cheesecake from Candle Science and the blueberry cobbler from the Flaming Candle. So usually when I try to, if you guys can even see, because I know the lighting is horrible, I apologize. Usually when I put in my monthly order, I know there's certain things that I have to order at different places. For example, if I need wax and I'm upping on wax, I have to get that at Flaming Candle. So if I know I'm getting wax at Flaming Candle, whatever fragrance oil I'm trying to get or want to try, I'll try to get it from Flaming Candle so that I have as many items in one order instead of having 10 orders out from 10 different companies. Sometimes it can't be helped depending on what you're getting, but this particular time is exactly what happened is with the wax. I bought wax a couple of weeks ago. Well, first let me tell you that in the last fall and last winter, I did have this blueberry cheesecake in stock. It was really popular. This is the 3rd bottle I've had on this one. In fact, it was so popular I sold out, and I ended up re-upping and sold out again. And then by that time we were kind of getting into the late kind of into the early parts of spring, and so I opted not to buy it again. However, I did receive a customer did reach out to me and asked me if I could possibly get it again because she really liked the wax melts, and so I ended up buying another bottle, which is this one here, and ended up selling out again. And so I was kind of shocked that I sold out in this kind of season. But it still seems to be very popular amongst a few selected customers. There's a few of them that prefer it. I don't sell it a lot, but I do have about 3 people that absolutely love it, and that's how I'm selling out, is just with those 3 people. So I had this wax in my cart on Flaming Candle, and I wanted to replace it, but I didn't want to order just one bottle from Candle Science. So I started looking around on the Flaming Candle website, and I found their blueberry cobbler. If I can, oh my god, the lighting is so horrible. Their blueberry cobbler. And so I took a chance and I bought that, and I haven't used it yet. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I did. I made candles. That's right. I made candles. I haven't made wax melts yet. But this is an exact identical match to the blueberry cheesecake from Candle Science. So I have found, which I'm really happy about, because that's what I was trying to replace, and this is what I was trying to duplicate, was this one here, and this one does it. This is 100% the same thing. If I take the lids off and I'm smelling them both, they smell exactly the same. They're exactly the same. So blueberry cobbler, blueberry cheesecake, same thing as far as the scent. I have not tested. Now this one here is good. The hot throw is great on this one from Candle Science. I have not been able to test the one from Flaming Candle yet. I usually don't test the candles right away, and I just made the candles about a week ago. Usually what I test first are the wax melts, and I haven't made the wax melts yet, so I don't know what the hot throw is. But as far as scent out of the bottle, it's exactly the same thing as the blueberry cheesecake. So now I know if I'm ordering from Flaming Candle and I need something like that, I know which one to get, because those two are synonymous with each other. They are like one and the same. And so I'm hoping that the Flaming Candle blueberry cobbler is as strong as the blueberry cheesecake. I expect it to be. I don't see why it wouldn't be. So I'm hoping that that can kind of help keep my orders in one or two places. Another one from Candle Science that I want to go over is the White Sage and Lavender. So the White Sage and Lavender is actually this one. Well, it's actually not this one. This one here is this one here. And so this is actually from California Candle Supply. It's their White Sage and Lavender. And up until now, I've been using this one here from Candle Science, and it's not a bad one. I actually like it. It's a nice smell, but it is nothing compared to this one. No comparison whatsoever. This is really, really nice, and it's a completely night and day from this one. This one's not bad, but this one just knocks this one out of the park. So I had purchased this White Sage and Lavender from California Candle Supply last year for the first time, and I absolutely loved it. And I ended up selling out, and I purchased it again. This is actually the third time that I've had this particular scent from California Candle Supply. I absolutely love it. However, like I said, sometimes when I'm placing my orders, I try to minimize how many orders I have, and so I hate getting just one bottle from this place and one bottle from that place. And so out of convenience, I started purchasing the White Sage and Lavender from Candle Science. I can't remember if Flaming Candle has a White Sage and Lavender. I don't think they do. Maybe they do. I can't remember. But for my tarot candles, this is what I've been using. However, when I ran out and I didn't really have enough to make anything with, I decided here recently to go back to the California White Sage and Lavender. And I thought, well, I just like that one better. And the reason why is because I think that this one here, the Candle Science one, The sage comes out first, followed by the lavender, and it has almost, I don't want to say it's a medicinal smell, but it's more of a mint eucalyptus type smell, I think. It's not very floral. Very little lavender. The lavender is there, but I think that sage hits first, and it hits strong. However, with this one, the lavender hits first, followed by the sage, and it's not that minty eucalyptus smell that we're used to in a sage fragrance oil. It's completely different. Whatever blend they use, it's the perfect blend for both lavender and sage. It's just a really beautiful balance. A little bit more floral than any other one that I've tried so far, especially that one. So I really, really like this one. I want to stick with this one from here on out. Now, when I re-upped my candles, this is the one that I used to make these candles here. So all of the white sage and lavender candles that I have in the shop right now are this new one from California Candle Supply. That is a really, really nice one. I really like that. However, it's always a but. I had a problem with California Candle Supply this time. So I purchased this last month and I was super excited. I have noticed in the past, I don't think I've ordered a whole lot from California Candle Supply. I think I ordered Wicks there one time. I've ordered this fragrance oil. I've ordered a few other fragrance oils, but not a whole lot. However, I've ordered enough from them to know that their shipping is a bit slow. So it didn't really strike me odd when I ordered this and a week goes by and I didn't receive any shipping or tracking information, because I just thought, well, you know, it's California Candle Supply. It takes forever. It'll be here soon. A week goes by, a week and a half, 2 weeks, nothing. Okay, about 2.5 weeks in, I'm double checking my emails to maybe see if I missed an update or something, and I don't see anything. So I finally decide to go back in and log into my account on their website, and they hadn't even shipped it yet. So I was really frustrated because I had actually placed this order, and a few days after placing this order, I ordered some of these from different companies, and I had received those at that point already. So this one here was ordered before the other ones, and this one hadn't even shipped. So I couldn't figure out what was going on or why. And so I did reach out to customer service, and I sent them an email and I asked them what was going on, if there was an issue with the order, maybe they were out of stock, just to see, and I said, I ordered this like 2.5 weeks ago and I really need it. Is there an issue? And so lo and behold, that same day, I checked my email and I got an update from them saying that my order has been updated to shipping, and here's my tracking information. So I went back to the website to see if they had communicated with me or at least responded to my email. They did not. So when I sent that email to customer service, they received it, obviously, because they did get the order out that day, but they never responded to my email. They never explained to me why it took forever to send. We apologize. It's going to be shipped out today. There was nothing. There was no communication whatsoever. And that left a sour taste in my mouth. I have to be honest with you. In fact, it left such a sour taste in my mouth. I'm at this point wondering, maybe try someplace else. Maybe stick with the one at Candle Science, because that really, there's nothing worse than bad customer service, and I don't care if I like the product or not. If the customer service is really, really bad, I won't do it. I won't go there. I mean, that's the only power that I have as a consumer, is to not purchase from them. And although I love the smell, I really didn't like that they didn't respond to my email about the shipping. So I'm at that point to where I'm like, maybe I should try them one more time. And if it takes 6 months to get a bottle of fragrance oil, then that's it. I won't do it anymore. But maybe give them one more chance. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, or if you've had similar problems with California Candle Supply. Like I said, I've ordered things from them before. And although it does take a while to receive it, it did come. It took a week or so. Well, actually, no, it took a little bit longer than a week. It's about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks on average. This one was quite a bit longer than that. So I don't know. But as far as the fragrance, I give it a 10 because the fragrance oil itself is really, really good. I really, really like it. And I like it better than Candle Science, but I will stick with Candle Science if I have to. All right, so now we went over the blueberry. Okay, so now I only have 3 left, and then I'm almost done. So really quick, I want to go over Candle Science's Nag Champa and Dragon's Blood. And I won't talk about them too much because I think I talked about these last month in my fragrance review. These are great fragrances. I mean, there's something special about these fragrances. I absolutely love them. I started out with the Dragon's Blood, and I am using it in the tarot candles as well as the Nag Champa. I had this, I made the candles, I loved it so much I ended up buying a second bottle. And when I bought the second bottle, I decided to go ahead and tack on this Nag Champa, and not really knowing what to expect, really, because I don't think I kind of had an idea about the Dragon's Blood. I kind of had that, you know, the tarot shop, the crystal shop that you go into in the mall, just kind of has that incense kind of smell. And so I kind of had that in my mind, and that's kind of what it is. I didn't know really too much about the Nag Champa, or Champa, I don't even know how you pronounce it, but I decided to go ahead and add it to the tarot candle list of scents. And I was kind of concerned because I didn't want to order something that was almost identical to Dragon's Blood. However, I was pleasantly surprised. These two get a 10 for sure. The Nag Champa, actually, I like it a little bit better than the Dragon's Blood. I love them both. But there's something, there's a little extra something in this Nag Champa that just completely blows me away. I absolutely love it. It's one of those scents that I have to keep smelling because it's so good. So what happened is I ended up loving it so much that I ended up making wax melts with it as well and offering wax melts in the Etsy shop. I also like the wax melts, so I use the wax melts here in the house. I absolutely love these two smells. They maybe even be nice as a blend together, like a Dragon's Blood and Nag Champa. But for now, I'm just using them separately. So I do have them in tarot candles, and I have them in wax melts in the hot throw. Wow, the hot throw is one of the best I've ever tried. It is so strong. Candle and wax melt, because I've tried them both. And I take that back. I haven't tried the candle in the Nag Champa. I've tried the candle in the Dragon's Blood. But I have tried both of them in wax melts, and both of the wax melts are good, and the candle was good in the Dragon's Blood, so definitely highly recommended on those. I love those. And then finally, last but not least, I have the Sea Salt and Orchid. Now, I think when I ordered this, I kind of had that Baja Cactus Blossom thought in my head that was what it was going to be like from Flaming Candle. That was a really good one. If anyone's thinking or considering to buy that one, I highly recommend that. That's a 10, definitely a 10 for me. Really nice smell, but this is nothing like that. It's really good in its own rights. The Baja Cactus Blossom is something that I would purchase twice. It's got to be really, really, really good for me to buy it twice. I'll try almost anything once, any scent once. Well, not everything or anything, but I'll at least give it a shot one time. But if I go back and I purchase it a second time and a third time and a fourth time, it is something that I really, really, really like. And this would not be one of them. It's a good scent. It is a good scent, and I still give it a 5. Because the hot throw and the quality, and it is good. It is good. It's a good scent. You can definitely smell. It's definitely a tropical scent, and it's a beach. You can pick up that sea salt. I don't know how they create sea salt, but they do. I didn't even know that sea salt had a scent to it until now. I guess this is what the scent is. I guess this is really, really, really good. but it's just not my favorite. I think it's just, I'm not big on tropical scents, so I would definitely recommend it. And like I said, I give it a 5. And if you are into the tropical smells and you like that beachy vibe, I would definitely recommend it. It's just not my kind of scent per se. Although I did love that Baja Cactus Blossom. That was my kind of scent. And that was also tropical, but there was something special about that one. I don't know what it was, but it was really good, and I've bought it twice now. So I think that's everything. I think I went over everything. Yeah, that's it. So I will go ahead and finish this up because I'm almost at an hour, and I know some people don't want to watch a fragrance review video for a whole hour. So anyway, if you guys have any questions or comments, please don't be afraid or hesitate to let me know what you're thinking. Also, what was I going to ask you guys? Oh, what do you think I should do about California Candle Supply? Should I give them another chance? I think I'm going to give them another chance. I think I'm going to try one more time. Maybe what I should do is maybe try one more time, buy like 4 bottles at once so I don't have to buy from them for a while. Maybe that's what I should do. I don't know. I don't know yet. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, I will go ahead and put all of the links to these fragrances, jars, lids, everything that I talked about in this video, the wax melt molds for the chakra molds that I got. Yeah, so until next month, hopefully I will have some new scents to talk about. Oh, I know what I want to say. So hopefully I'll have either the blue or the cowboy to talk about, and the mulberry next month. What I was going to mention is that definitely I learned a harsh lesson with Just Scent, but I have heard some really good things about Nature's Garden. Different people from multiple sources have written in past videos that they definitely recommend Nature's Garden fragrance oils. So I'm really kind of interested in trying at least one, just to kind of see. Is there a particular one that you like from Nature's Garden if you've tried them, based off of your favorite, or even based off of some of the scents that you can kind of see that I like to kind of gear towards? So really kind of curious. I think I am going to purchase a 4 ounce, just to try, just to test them out. I'm not going to go crazy like how I did with Just Scent and spend $150 on oils that I couldn't use that ended up just being, whatever. But let me know in the comment section, number 1, if you would recommend it. Number 2, which scent you would recommend, something that has a really good hot throw that you think has a good hot throw. I think I am going to try that, and I can talk about that on next month's video, along with the mulberry, the blue, and possibly the cowboy. So until then, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you next month.